Citizens of the galaxy, welcome to SWcombine, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a pilot class character using test character creation. Whether you want to be an ace for the Empire, a rebel trickshot for the Rebellion, or a rogue pilot focused on getting contracts done, winning dogfights, and escaping unscathed. If you're looking to have your focus as a pilot, then this video is for you. With all that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Now the first thing you're going to select here is most likely the Corellian species, since this species of human has better piloting skills than most. They have Fighter Freighter Combat 1 and Fighter Freighter Piloting 1, so that's going to give them quite a boost in piloting stats. Now the first thing we're going to want to do once we select species is a template. We're going to go for the Fighter Pilot template. Once we select that, we're going to kind of ignore what these have in here and reset them all to 0. Once we reset everything to 0, we'll fill out stats from there. Because of course the stats in SWcombine templates aren't that great, so we're just using Fighter Pilot as a base here. We're going to be doing my own variant of the Fighter Pilot. Now that we've done all that, actually I forgot to here, okay. Now that we've done all that, everything's reduced to the minimum it can be. We're going to take a look at the stats here. Now as you can see, the skill group priorities are space, science, social, general, and ground. So we're going to go over to general skills. Going to take a look at these skills here. We're going to want to have at least string 3 because HP is going to be important as you level up. Not drastically important, but you want at least a 3 in there. Otherwise, you're going to be peony like me. 130, 139. You don't want that. So, okay. Now that we've got 3 in strength, we're going to put 2 in projectile. Now, projectile is going to be important. I would say you want at least a 3 in projectile eventually because that's going to affect your damage and hit chance. It increases your hit chance by like 50%. Each shot by 50% more, if that makes sense. And it deals more damage. Okay, now that we've got that done, strength 3, projectile 2, we're going to take a look at social skills. Now, I think the most important social skill you can invest in is probably management. That's going to be important. Management uses the construction, production, refining, and mining. A good manager increases his worker productivity and reduces production delays on costs. This is going to help with management of repairs and construction. So that's going to be important. And then we've got a point left here that we can't use because that'll be -3. So we are going to use that on medical treatment. Medical treatment's good for like using healables and stuff. It helps with that. Helps give you an HP boost. Now let's take a look at science skills here. Now, I would say computer operations and repair are going to be the most important for a fighter pilot. So I'd say put a 4 on computer operations. Computer operations, ability to use computer system increases the probability to find raw material deposits by up to 6% per level if the mining vehicle has more than 1 sensor, and reduces prospecting time, improves the likelihood of successful hacking the GNS. So yeah, this is good for hacking, computer, scanning, things like that. Like scanning with sensors too, I believe. So we can't do 5, so we're going to do 4. And then we're going to do 2 in repair. That's going to leave us with 1 point. And I think the system would let us finish. I'm not sure. If it doesn't let you finish, it says you have to use this skill point. You can't save it. Then go ahead and put it in research and development engines, I guess. But otherwise, let's avoid that point, since it would be better to invest it in one of these stats. Okay, let's take a look at space skills here. Now, I would say the most important skill is going to be Fighter Freighter piloting, not Fighter Freighter combat. Now, why, you ask? The reason is because Fighter Freighter combat, in my opinion, is not as important as Fighter Freighter piloting. Fighter Freighter piloting helps the skill at navigating fighters and freighters, heavy freighters, light freighters, gunboats, and fighters. The higher the skill, the faster the ship can reach its destination, and the more likely the pilot will be able to avoid incoming fire in space combat. Each increased level marks a 5% increase in speed and a 5% reduction to the hyperdrive reactivation time after hyperspace travel. So this This decreases the time of the cooldown after you've aborted hyperspace, which you never ever want to do. It's a bad idea. Unless you're sure you're in a safe, which I'll explain in another video. But okay, you want 5 in fighter freighter piloting, so you can dodge and all that. Be faster with your piloting. And then you want to put a 3 in fighter freighter combat. Ability to use ship weapons with piloting fighters and freighters, blah blah blah. A character with this skill is more likely to hit targets in space combat using fighters or freighters. So that's what you want as a secondary skill in space skills for combat. You want to be able to hit your shots. But more importantly, you want to be able to dodge shots. Because the longer you survive, the better. Because if you can't dodge anything, you're toast. Okay, and then our last point, we're going to put in Space Command. Space Command, ability of the character to quickly strategize and give commands during space combat. Characters with this skill enhance the overall performance of the group and of their own NPCs in space combat. So this will enhance NPCs in space combat. It'll improve their strategy, their rolls, all that. So they're going to deal more damage, dodge more shots, etc. Space Command is basically a modifier for all pilots in your squadron. Now we're going to take a look at our last skill here, ground skills. Now I would say to put a 3 in vehicle piloting, because you're going to be mostly a pilot, a combat pilot, a fighter pilot, and you don't really need vehicle combat or infantry command or vehicle command or heavy weapons. So if anything in here, because you have to fill out these stats, I would say put a 3 in vehicle piloting. Non-combat skill in navigating all vehicles. The higher the skill, the faster the vehicle can reach its destination. Each increased level marks a 5% increase in speed for driving vehicles. Now that we're all done with that, let's go ahead and confirm this. You still have remaining skill points to spend. All point fields must be 0. Okay, it must be. So I guess we put one in RNG engines. RNG engines, a player's ability to research in the engine pool. This isn't fully implemented yet, but this will eventually allow the ability for modifications of your ship, like better engines, etc., as well as research, like if you're a scientist researching new tech trees. Now let's go to step 4 of 5. And then please choose a default picture for your character. This could be changed later in settings, which I'll explain in another video. You select a default character, and then you would go to step 5 of 5. I cannot finish here because of course I already have a character and this is test character creation. But you can overlook your skills before you confirm. If you were creating an account, there'd be a confirm button like right here. So as you can see, our race is Corellian, we're a male, our strength is 3, non-projectile weapons is 2, fighter piloting is 5, fighter combat is 3, space command is 1, vehicle piloting is 3, medical treatment is 1, management is 4, RNG engines is 2, and computer operations is 4. So as you can see, we have our pilot character set up. So anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.